Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Libra February 3, 2022. You may sense that the actions around you are being fueled by selfish motivations. You may be the only one who really sees what is going on. You feel like an observer on a tall mountain who is looking down at the people below with disgust. You understand the politics of the situation, yet from your high vista you feel powerless to implement effective change. Collect data now, act later. Things are in your favor at this time, so don't give up the good position that you are in. Do not act too hastily when a decision needs to be made. When it comes to issues regarding love and romance, don't act as if you have no opinion on the situation. This is the time to be aggressive. Exert your will and let others know that you mean business. This is an important day for you, especially if you are an artist. The work you have already begun is beginning to escape your grasp. It's time to give it a name, its own identity in the world. Of course, it's painful, but you knew it wouldn't belong to you forever. This is your lot in life. You need to accept both the joy and the pain of creation. Try not to get stuck on any one thing today. It could be that in your search for gold, you have started on a downward spiral. You are so focused on this one path that you continue downward until you have gotten yourself trapped in a deep well with steep sides and unforgiving cold air. Instead of burying yourself so deep in only one spot, you might want to consider scouring the surface and making several different holes in the ground at one time. Your social life is due to suffer some turbulence. You feel put down by friends and family, or even get into arguments with them. Take a critical look at yourself. Perhaps you are asking too much of your loved ones. Hold back a little and resolve the issues by talking to them instead of trying to have your own way all the time. Enjoy the ride and check in with your people about how they're doing. You might run into someone from old times who wants your number. Just because you're not moving upward doesn't mean you're moving downward. A tendency to rush into romance scares off potential candidates for your love. Such a forceful approach can have an adverse effect on the person you desire. If you're not looking for rejection, try to develop a gentler and serene attitude, then those you meet find you to be a far more attractive proposition to date. Today you have reached an emotional climax. This feeling is apt to be extra powerful, and you may find that great transformations are possible under this current trend. Seek freedom from your normal routine and feel free to push the boundaries of your current limitations. Seek deeper meaning instead of just following the crowd and their current trends. This is not a time to be cheap or petty. Be real. Today the subject will be independence and originality. Today's vibrations will push you to follow your path and to copy no one nor to envy anyone. Try to find what corresponds with you the most, what really concerns you, and drop the rest. You can evolve if you live in harmony with yourself. So, escape and break out of your prison, even if you feel a little bit solitary in the wide open spaces alone. Someone is likely to challenge your sensitivity, so prepare yourself for these potential blows to your state of mind. More than likely, you have been on a happy-go-lucky track recently, and may have forgotten to pay attention to some of the details, namely the feelings and emotions of all who are involved. Perhaps you have been continually looking outside of yourself for pleasure, when really you need to be turning inward. The events of today are likely to make you more aware of these issues. With the moon still in an adventurous part of your chart after yesterday's new moon, there was always going to be a strong focus on the more adventurous or learning-focused side of life's fence. However, two events will see a sense of determination and even the resolve to turn your bucket list into reality kick in. Those two events are the moon's alignment with Saturn, the hard taskmaster of the cosmos, and the arrival of the asteroid Juno, the queen of commitment. The days of wishful thinking are over. While Venus and Mars, the planets of love and passion, won't return to an adventurous part of your chart until early next month, they are watching with interest as the spirit of adventure not only deepens but takes on a sense of resolve after yesterday's new moon. Where the spirit of adventure leads now, the spirit of romance will follow. Today's celestial energy is a continuation of yesterday's vibe. Creativity is in the air, urging you to use your innate artistry and harness your talents. Mars in Cancer gives the moon a chance to take action and make things happen. It also gives us the gusto to finish projects. However, Mars could distract us from the task at hand because you'll probably also be dealing some serious emotions. Saturn retrograde in Aquarius squares off with the moon, limiting our emotional response to matters. There is a chance that you'll be moved toward growing and evolving today, but only if you're willing to do it and want to change. Neptune in Pisces also connects with the Taurus moon to make us feel as though we're lost in a daydream or an emotional fog. Take the time to rest, and don't push yourself to the limit. This cosmic connection can cause anxiety and stress, which is opposite the vibe we're trying to attain, so be careful not to overextend yourself. Finally, Pluto connects with the moon overnight, giving you the power and authority to set your life in motion after the emotional roller coaster and dreaminess of the day. Just after midnight, the Taurus moon aligns with radical changemaker Uranus. If we are asleep, we might suddenly awaken, compelled to write down information we had forgotten in the day, record a dream, or journal. This influence stimulates our intuition, and will make us hyper-aware of our surroundings, which might be beneficial if we have been deluding ourselves in some matter. Perhaps a living situation has become untenable, or we have mismanaged finances. However, the Moon-Uranus conjunction might also cause us to feel unwarranted anxieties about circumstances that are more stable than we perceive. Attempt to tune out of the rational mind and tune into instinct. At our core, we know what is true. Go with your gut and elect to make the necessary adjustments once the sun is up. Following this connection, the moon squares Saturn in Aquarius, intensifying feelings of guilt or remorse. The idea that changes not only must be made, but are inevitable, is disquieting to the Taurus moon, which values comfort and peace. Saturn's appearance encourages us to accept that we have a duty, not only to our own overall happiness, but to those within the community at large. But at this moment, we might resist, looking instead for someone or something to blame. Others' lack of understanding or empathy for our dilemma might read to us as cruel now, but they are likely not trying to be cold or harsh. They simply expect us to rise to the occasion and be adults. Time to ourselves may be required to avoid acting in ways we might later regret. However, it can also mean that boundaries need to be put in place because Jupiter expands without a care, and Pisces is like ocean waves rising and falling without borders. However, it will make your life a whole lot easier if you make a few adjustments in order to make your life easier.